Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are listening to me. Welcome to another episode of Wealth Building Conference. This is a program that we started about a month ago, and the goal is just for us to educate ourselves in on two things. On Friday, we usually have presentations for medical professionals and for insurance agents, but and on Saturday we do have the program is actually designed for medical professionals. So today we're going to be looking at another topics that affect medical professionals. So if you are just joining, I just want you to please type your name and where you are joining from. Please type your name and where you are joining from. Again, if you have friends, please share this with friends, families who might be interested in listening to this, especially if you have medical professionals as friends, as colleagues. Please share this link with them, right? It's very, very important. Once again, you are welcome. And there's some few things that I just want to share here today again. Please, it's going to be an engaging presentation. So I'll be asking questions as we proceed. And if you have any question, you can actually drop your question in the chat box so that at the end of the program, we can, look at it together and treat it. Once again, you're welcome. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can quickly go into the presentation. Once again, my name is Oludare Fasola. Welcome again to another episode of Wealth Building Conference. Right. So today we're going to be talking about medical professionals build wealth beyond the practice. Medical professionals build wealth beyond the practice. Before we go, just a very quick housekeeping. This presentation is intended for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial or legal advice. Please consult your professional advisors for customized recommendation. All right. And doctors often feel trust by their practice, financial dependence on patient hours, but wealth does not require more work. It requires smarter strategy. So the goal of the presentation is to show medical professionals on how they can build wealth beyond their practice. Let's go. Now, why do we actually, why do I actually decided to, share this presentation? So this is just the statement of the problem. Number one, high doctor, low time freedom. Doctors earn well but lack autonomy. Now, the way doctors work as medical professionals, let me just read medical professionals, dentists, family physicians, whatever specialization you might find yourself. Let me categorize everybody to be medical professionals. So here's the thing, right? You exchange your hours for money, right? That's the first things that I want everybody to understand. You exchange your hours for money. So there's no autonomy. If you don't go to work, if you don't go to clinic, you don't make money. You can't make money, right? So we need to look at how you can make money outside your practice, especially when you are no more going to the clinic, when you are no more working. How can you make money, right? Do you have strategies that will keep giving you income while you are no more working? Two, high dependent income, over reliance on clinical time. So, like I said, you exchange your time for money, right? But you want to look at the other way around, how you can allow your money to work for you while you sleep. Now, missing passive streams, no scalable wealth generation. So, a lot of times you make so much money, but there is no scalable offer. There's no scalable, strategies in such a way that it will make you to continue to generate passive income even while you are no more alive, right? And delayed retirement planning, future financial security at risk. So many times I've met a lot of medical professionals, and what I notice is that, especially from Africa, right? They started their career late. So, and the only way to actually plan for your retirement is to start early. Don't delay, right? But I've seen a lot of people medical professionals, they delay their retirement planning, which is not really the best idea. So we're going to look at all these. So these problems here, we're going to start looking at it one by one. Now, the myth of more work, more wealth. The myth of more work, more wealth. Now, more hours is not equal to more freedoms. It doesn't really matter. Like, if you, it's not about the numbers of hours you work that will give you financial freedom. Working harder does not build sustainable wealth. And this is not only uh, medical professionals alone, it's actually cut across all professions, all careers of life. If you are working, right, you are exchanging your hours for money. No matter how hard you work, it does not translate to financial freedom. Everybody type financial freedom. Financial freedom. More hours does not translate to financial freedom. So please get this. And I've seen a lot of people, they make so much money, but it does not really require, it does not translate to financial freedom. Think about it. If you are making, let's say, $100, $200 per hour, so your lifestyle is based on that income. If there is sudden change in your financial situation, let's say job loss, you know, sickness or anything happen, and for some reasons you are unable to go to that work, you don't earn money, and that's the beginning of a problem, financial crisis. So I usually advise people, okay, it does not really matter how much you are earning. If you don't earn money while you are sleeping, chances are good you are going to work till you pass. So that is what we are trying to, you know, try to explain today, that more hour does not constitute more freedom. Real wealth grows independently, right? True assets appreciate without your constant labor. Now, you should have a strategies in place that you don't need to be there for your money to work harder for you, right? Anytime you are working and you have to be physically present before you make money, is very, very, it's risky, because if you don't show up, you don't make money. Now, what do you do? What can you do to ensure that even if you are not physically present in your clinic, you can still make money, right? So we're going to look at how we can achieve that. Now, unlimited good, combine income with autonomy through strategic system. So you want to make sure that you combine both your income, all right, leverage on different strategies to build wealth while you are still in your normal practice. Let's look at the wealth equation. Everybody type the wealth equation. The wealth equation. Income, your medical practice earning, that is your income. You go to clinic, you make money, right? Asset growth. Everybody type asset growth. Investment that appreciate over time. This is like stocks, bonds, dividend, uh, cash value life insurance, any type of investment, anywhere you put your money and you don't really need to be there, but the money keep appreciating, right? That is asset, we call it asset growth, right? So stocks, bonds, shares, dividend, whatever, right? This is how, or real estate investment. And that's another way that a lot of medical professionals put their money in real estate, which is really, really good, right? But here, what we are trying to do is that you have to diversify your asset. You must not put your egg in one basket. You need to diversify your asset. Now, tax efficiency, strategic planning reduces liability. Now, it is not about how much you make. I used to say this every time. It is not about how much you make, right? It is how much you can keep. Many times people put their money in an investment, but they don't understand what is the tax consequences of what I am putting my money in, right? If you are buying stocks, if you are buying shares, right, bear in mind that at the end of the day, you're going to pay capital gain tax if you put your money in real estate. But I'm not saying you should not put your money in those areas, but please try to, try to spread it, right? Put some in real estate, put some in stocks, put some in dividend, put some in real estate, right? Make sure you spread the risk so that if one is not performing, the other one will perform, right? Everybody type, diversification. Now, wealth creation, better use of existing income. Now, the income you are making, how best are you making sure that you get maximum return for your income? It is just a simple thing, right? If you are making so much money, but you don't put that money into use, it's just as if you're just putting the money on the table. And this happens a lot to many medical professionals. They earn so much money, but they lack financial, understanding. They don't know how they can quickly grow their wealth, right? To make sure that at least even when they are sleeping, their money can still work for them. Now, let's look at the difference between passive income and active income. Passive income and active income. Let's look at the active income sources. Clinical practice hours, right? That's number one. Emergency call shifts. These are some of the active income sources. Consulting work, teaching positions. These require your direct time and energy. It's good that you have source of active income, but you must also have what we call passive income sources. What are the example of passive income sources? Rental property income. If you put your money in real estate, right, rental income is like a passive income. You don't need to be physically present before you make such money. But here is the thing, right? You must put money, you must invest in those assets before you can generate further asset. So if you want your money to work harder for you, put that money to work early in life. And this is not it's not about you know how long you've been practicing, right? It's about you look at your finance, you audit all your investment strategies, do a complete audit and ask yourself, do I have the right type of asset that can give me return, that can build wealth for me even if I'm not physically going to the clinic? You need to ask yourself that question every time you wake up in the morning or you are going to the work. Because if you work all your life and at the end of the day you don't have any source of passive income, that's a very big problem there for you. So once you finished, once you stop working, you retired, how do you survive? And according to MD Financial, about 40% of medical professionals delay retirement. Why do you have to delay retirement? It's just because of lack of income. They fear that, oh, if I retire right now, I will not have enough money to cater for my retirement, or the one I have, I might outlive those income. So you need to ask yourself that question, and you must audit every time you're asking yourself. Please check all your investment strategies. How is it like? Does it really, help me build the lifestyle that I really want after my retirement? Or do I have enough money to play around with when I retire? Now, dividend payment. So it's another way. So if you put your money on stocks, shares, right? At the end of the day, you get dividend from those stocks. So, but what type of dividend are you getting? Are you getting high yield, dividend, blue stock shares, and all of that? So these are the things you need to ask yourself. It's not about buying stocks, but is that stocks performing at optimal level? If it's not, you need to audit it. You need to review your financial statement. You need to review your financial report to make sure that I'm getting enough value for my money. Policy loan policies. Do you have cash value life insurance that if you retired or you are not working, at least I can get some form of money from it that will supplement my my retirement income? You need to ask yourself that question. Like I said, you just have to spread all your risk. You can't put your egg in one basket. And investment return. So this is, there are other ways you can put your money to work, right? Now, but what is the rate of return that you are getting, right? Are you getting reasonable rate of return? If you are not getting reasonable rate of return, you need to also audit your financial position. Why passive income matter? Everybody's type why uh, passive income. Passive income. Why passive income matters? Number one, unlimited freedom. Work become choice, not necessity. When you have money, when your money is working hard for you, it's just a matter of choice. If you want, if you don't want, if you want to work or you don't want to work. I've seen many people that they work for some times and they put their money into work and they are getting massive passive income that even so, you know, that's even more than the active income they are getting when they are working. But do you think it's by accident? No, it's a plan, it's intentional. You have to sit down and plan. And guess what? Your accountant cannot do that for you. Because sometimes when I present to the medical professional, they will be like, I'm going to talk to my accountant first before, and I will get back to you. Of course, it is important you talk to them, but guess what? They cannot build wealth for you. It is your duty to sit down, work with financial advisors that will help you to structure to put your money to work for you. Okay. Time leverage. Money works harder than you do. Ensure that your monies work harder for you. And this is the opposite of what I'm saying here. A lot of us, we work so hard, but our money is not working hard for us. All right. I met a doctor and he has about millions of dollars in checking account. Right. So how do you beat inflation? What is the usefulness of that money for that kind of a person when you put money in that kind of account? Yeah, probably you are getting 0.001%. That is the return. And that is not just back to my previous point, like what is the rate of return that you are getting on your money? You need to ask yourself that question, right? And physical limits. Your body can't practice forever. Like seriously speaking, a time will come, you want to go to clinic, but your body system will tell you that, look, doctor, you can't go to that office. You can't go to that office. And see, and that's the reality, whether by health, by age, by by retirement. It's any of those things that will limit you from working. Now, the question is, if you don't work, how do you get money? How do you get money? So you must make sure that you put your money to work so that when you're not working, your money can work hard for you. Now, let's look at the strategies. So we're going to look at various strategies here, right? Strategy one, invest through your medical corporations. Everybody type strategy one. Invest through your medical corporation. So your medical corporation is a financial powerhouse, but you don't know how to leverage on that to build wealth. And I'm going to open your eyes to that today. Commercial and residential property within corporation. So you can actually do this on your corporation. You can have a commercial properties and residential property within your corporations through the holding company, right? Because this is something that a lot of you don't really know, right? So your corporation stand, right? But you must have a holding company that you can use to invest, right? To put your money to work. Market funds, diversified portfolio growth using retained earnings. So what is retained earning? Retained earning is profit after tax, like your income minus expense, less tax bracket. The remaining money left is what you call retained earning. Now, how do you invest your retained earning? I've seen a lot of medical professionals making $500,000, $300,000, $400,000 in a year. Now, that money, if you don't put it to work, it's as good as you just leave the money on the table. So now your retained earning, you must make sure you diversified it. And diversification is very, very important in building wealth. The reason is because you must make sure you spread your money different asset classes, right? Different asset classes, you must make sure that your money is on different asset class so that if one is not performing, at least the other one can bring, very good return. Now, corporate insurance, tax advantage, wealth accumulations, and protection strategy. So now you can also set up a corporate life insurance on your corporation where the corporation will be the payer, the corporation will be the owner, the corporation will be the beneficiary, and this will actually help you also to save a lot of money from taxes. Like everybody say, saving money from taxes, saving money from taxes. So because the goal here is that you want to ensure that you have enough money to play around with after your retirement. Imagine if you are saving, let's say $20,000, $30,000 on taxes, and you are reinvesting that money back. Let's say on Guys, please sorry for my network. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's go back. So invest through medical corporation. What I'm trying to say is that you can actually invest life insurance. You can use your corporations to set up a life insurance, like I said, while your corporation will be the payer, the owner, the beneficiary, and it is another powerful strategies to save money on taxes. Now, strategy two. Everybody types strategy two: leverage cash value life insurance. So here you are actually using life insurance is not an investment, but it's a very powerful tool to build massive wealth. Okay, it's a very powerful tool to build massive wealth. Now, strategy two, you leverage cash value life insurance. So it is a tax sheltered growth, like the money grows without annual tax consequences. Now, if you go back and look at other type of investment, like take for example stocks, shares, bonds. If you put your money in those type of investment, if you make gains from that, you're going to pay what we call capital gain taxes. Now, but in life insurance, your money growth tax deferred. You don't need to worry about taxes here. So that's a very good way to build wealth, especially for those of us who are looking to also leave money for for families, for beneficiaries, like policy loans, assess cash flow without triggering taxes. Now we're still like looking at, so I'm looking at it now, looking at it compared to other type of investment that we're talking about. If you are assessing policy loan, by law you don't pay tax on loan. So if you are taking policy loan from cash value, it also save you from taxes. And legacy planning, where transfer to future generations. So aside from you getting money while you are alive, when you still pass, you have something that you can leave behind for the beneficiary. So this is a very powerful strategies for you to build wealth. Now, strategy three, real estate income. Real estate income. Everybody type strategy three, real estate income. Long-term rentals, stable monthly cash flow from residential property. So one of the way to really enjoy retirement is for you to put your money on real estate. So here you're getting rental properties, and this will, at least it will help you a lot to build wealth. Now think about it. You don't need to be there for you to get those money, but maybe you have somebody who is maintaining the house and all of that. But at least at the end of the month, at the end of the year, you have money coming from all the rental properties. So you need to also make sure that you put your money in an investment in a rental property, in real estate investment that will give you reasonable rental property, because it's not about just buying houses, right? Some houses are really not good for rental property. So if you want to do that, make sure you consult real estate investor that will help you to look for the best rental properties, and areas as well is also important, right? It's not about just buying the houses, but what areas can I put all this investment that will give me, that can generate rental, especially if you schools, places where they have university, colleges, and all of that. Students can easily rent that kind of a house, and you can continue to get consistent, passive income. So you need to understand, where do I, where can I buy these houses, which location, right? What time can I buy? Because it is not also, it's also important, right? If you don't buy at the right time, it's most chances that you can buy more. And at the end of the day, the rental property you are getting might not even cater for the maintenance of the house. Not talk of say you want to make profit from the house. So all these things is what you need to sit down with your real estate agent and ask questions before you go into the investment. Short-term rentals, Airbnb and townhouse houses for higher yields. So we have this. This is we all rent Airbnb, right? And travel nurses as well. They travel a lot to do their work. So this is one thing that you can. This is another way to actually put money into real estate. So you don't really need to buy real estate. Some people rent and they use it for Airbnb, and it's also a very powerful strategies to build wealth as well. So, but what are all these things, all this type of investment, you don't know about it, you need to sit down with the expert so that they can guide you on what they need to do. Now, before you also go into that, you must do a very good proper appraisal. How much am I going to put into this? What is the income? Do I have to pay? Is there any expenses? If they put expenses, put the rental income, at the end of the day, you want to know, am I really making profit? Because some people have houses, truly, they have rental properties, okay, but they are not making profit. Because why? The expenses is much more than the income they are getting from the rental properties. So it's not about buying houses. It is not about investing in real estate, but what is the cost, right? What is the cost of acquisitions, the expenses that I'm going to be, invest, expenses that will incur to get this profit. If the expenses is more than the profit, it doesn't make any sense. So you need to do your proper appraisal before you go into it, because at the end of the day, the reason why you are putting your money in is that you want to make some money at the end of the day. Okay, so if the expenses is more than the profit, it doesn't really worth it. REIT, this is real estate investment. They allows everyday investor to earn dividends from real estate investment without having to buy, manage, or finance property themselves. So we have some company that specializes in real estate. So what they are doing is that they buy, right? So they just use other people's money to invest in real estate, and at the end of the year, they give them dividend from the profit they make. So it's also another strategies for you as a medical professionals to invest in real estate. Now, strategy 4. Dividend investing, blue chip stocks, established company with consistent payout. So these are companies that have reputations. Everybody type reputation. They have consistent, they have reputations of paying out dividend every year. Now, if you want to buy stocks, right, you must do your due diligence before you invest your money in stocks. Because why? You want to know which company have been consistently paying stocks at. It's not about paying stocks. Some company pay very huge stocks, maybe in a year, and because of that, you feel that, oh, I'm going to put my money here. Well, do you do your due diligence to know for how long have they been in the market? What is its history of this company as regard paying out dividend? If they don't have good reputation, if they don't have consistent paying out of stocks, don't put your money into it. And like I said, look for expert advice. Look for professionals that will help you to do this. The reason why people lose money is because they want to do it themselves. Well, your job is to take care of the sick people, like people that are looking, come to your clinic, take care of them. But when it comes to investing, it is not your area. Leave it for people that understand the market, understand what it takes to put money there, so that if anything happen, at least you can take some legal, you can sue them if possible. But if you want to do it yourself, if things go wrong, if you can lose money. So make sure that you look for companies that they have very strong reputations of paying us, dividend every year. Dividend itself, diversified dividend focused funds, like this is exchange traded funds. This is just like a stock exchange, right? So you put your money in different stocks, like S&P is one of them, right? You have various various stocks, and we have a lot of them that have been performing for many, many years. So what you are going to do is to look at the historical performance of each stocks before you can put your money there. Like I said, you can't do this yourself. Look for professionals that will help you to make sure that they put your money in an investment that will give you maximum returns, right? Because you don't want to put your money in stocks that at the end of the year, you're not going to get anything. And some people that like say, okay, I have some experience in stocks market and all of that. Fine, you have experience in stock market, but it's not your field, right? So it is very important that you understand, at least I will also say this, right? Anything you want to do, at least know a little bit of it before you put your money in it, right? Because you don't want to put your money in something that you don't have any idea or you don't have any knowledge about it. It's risky. At least read about it, research about it before you can put your money. The reason is because you want to know the risk, you want to know uh the returns and all of that, at least so that if things go wrong, it will not you will not find yourself like it will not be a surprise to you. So you need to understand all of this basic before you now put your money. Corporate class funds, tax evasion structures for higher returns. So this is another strategies for you to optimize your money. So these are another way to optimize, to leverage on tax efficiency. So you need to also, like I said, you need to understand all of this before you put your money. Strategy 5, private equity and alternative. Everybody type strategy 5, private equity and alternative. Private equity and alternative. Private medical ventures, invest in healthcare technologies and medical devices company for industry expertise. We have a lot of companies that specializes in medical devices. All right, so it's another way to build passive income, right? We are talking about building passive income this time around, not active income. Building passive income this time around. So this is another way to invest in your retirement. This is another way to build passive income. Private medical ventures, you can actually do this by getting passive income. Private lending, direct lending opportunity with higher yields than traditional bonds. So we have some lending institutions, lending companies that their yield is much more higher than bonds, right? So instead of you to go and put all your eggs in one basket, like put all the money in bonds, because it is like the risk is not as high as higher yield, right? But you know that at least I'm still going to get something from this investment. And if you do it in the right way, if you seek expert advice, trust me, you are going to get good return from it. Like I said, the reason why some of us are losing money is because you want to do it yourself, right? I can't give advice on something that I'm not knowledgeable about or I'm not a professional there. I have to look for somebody who is extremely professional in that field to guide me, so that the reason is because I don't want to lose my money. Imagine the hours you put into work before you make that money, and you just like you start gambling with your money. It doesn't make any sense. So try as much as possible to seek expert advice before you can invest in all these assets class. Higher growth potential with non-market correlated returns and diversification benefits. So we have startup investment, right? These are companies that are just coming up, right? And they have very good potentials to make very good, to give you good returns. Like I said, all this is, you must do your proper appraisal, and you are not the one that is going to do it. We have teams of you know teams of advisors with lawyers, the accountant, the financial planner, and the insurance advisors. They will sit down, they will look at everything for you, where to put your money, so that at the end of the day, you have higher returns. Okay. Now, strategy 6, holding companies. Every type holding companies. No, this is another very good strategies to build wealth. More surplus on transfer from medical corporations to holding structures. So, like I said, your corporations make money. The holding company is just a subsidiary of the corporation, right? So you want to make sure that the profit you make from the corporation for your from your medical practice, you invest that money through the holding company, right? And in order for you to do that, you must seek advice of professional. I'm saying this again and again. And the reason is because you don't want to lose your money. You cannot continue to gamble with your money, right? Don't do it yourself. Look for professionals who are experienced in that field to help you to invest that money. Now, corporate investment, invest through holding company for flexibility. So, if you invest through the holding company, it gives you higher flexibility. Why? Because by law, you are not supposed to do any other thing aside your medical practice. If aside your medical practice, let's say, for example, you want to go into real estate, you can use your holding company to go into real estate, to go into other ventures, maybe startup, um, stocks, shares, bonds. You want to do other investment, you can use your holding company to do that, but you cannot use your corporations to do that, right? It's give you higher level of flexibilities to move money here around, to invest on other things that are not within your corporations, right? Wealth transfer, simplify estate planning and succession. So the holding company will give you an opportunity for estate planning and succession, right? So because why? It is completely outside the corporate practice. So which give you, which make it very simple. Those holding companies, it doesn't necessarily that those people involved, they have to be a medical doctors like you. They don't need to be a medical professionals like you. So imagine you put structures in place in such a way that the profit you are making from the corporation, you are investing in there. If anything happen, at least they have something that they can fall back on, and somebody can, even if it is not in your medical practice. Let's say, for example, you invest massively on real estate, on stocks, bonds, shares, startup and all of that. It will, at least they have enough money to continue while you are not there, right? What we are talking today is that you need to make money while you are sleeping. Everybody type that. You need to make money while you are sleeping. If you are not making money while you are sleeping, chances you're going to work till you die, right? And nobody wants to do that, right? So another way, another strategies when it comes to holding company is that it allows for tax deferral, optimize timings of income recognition. So this will give you an opportunity to defer taxes till later years. So it's a powerful strategies for tax planning, for estate planning, right? If you have not set up your holding company, I would just encourage you today, please consult your accountant to help you to set it up. There are so many things that holding company can do for you, right? So a lot of people have money in their corporations, but they're afraid of how can I take this money out? You can't take it out. use your holding company to take those money out. Invest through your holding companies. This is a very good way to take out money. Strategy 7. Everybody type strategy 7. Automate wealth building. Now, automate wealth building. Automate wealth building. Automatic movement to investment account. So what we are saying here is that let your investment be on autopilot. So you set up autopilot and on monthly basis, on yearly basis, quarterly, your money flow to that investment. If you some people say, look, I'm going to do it myself, I will pay it when it is time. You can't do that. If you don't have financial discipline, right, you can't build wealth. Wealth is built by intention. Nobody built wealth by accident. And you have to be very, very, very disciplined, right? How do you do that? You invest before you spend your money, before you pay your bills. What I've seen a lot of time is that people spend, after spending everything, they invest the rest. That is not the way to build wealth. You must invest first before you spend it. Right. Schedule premium. Auto pay insurance and investment contribution. You must make sure that you have a date and it must be set up it has to be auto pay. Nobody, like, you can't say, okay, by next month I'm gonna make the payment. It doesn't work that way. You can't build wealth through that. You must put it on autopilot, and that is how to build wealth. If you don't do that, I will tell you today, please go and put all your investment account, your insurance, please put it on autopilot. Now, robot advisor, professional management with minimal oversight. So now these are the advisors that will help you to manage your wealth. So your job is just focus on your medical practice, right? Leave those ones for advisors. And we have a lot, not only your accountant, right? We have tax planner, we have financial planner, insurance advisor, legal advisor. All those people, they are the one that will help you to manage your wealth. And if you do it in the right way, you can build massive wealth. Massive wealth if you do it in the right way. Strategy 8, create an integrated financial plan. Now, you want to focus on 4 key areas. Number 1, taxes. Everybody type taxes. See, tax is number 1 biggest destroyers of wealth. Tax is number 1 biggest destroyers of wealth. So if you don't manage your tax well, if you don't manage it properly, it's going to kill your wealth. It's a cancer, right? So you must manage it well. How? Make sure you work with professionals that understand tax planning and optimization. Put your money in an investment that will not, bring a lot of tax liability at the end of the day, because people invest. But the question is it tax efficient? You invest X amount of money and you are paying taxes like more than 50-60%. For example, real estate. It's a very powerful tool. If you do it in the right way, if you work with professionals, chances that you are not going to pay any tax. But if you don't do it in the right way, you're going to be paying tax. Like I said, I'm not against paying taxes, but if there are loopholes, if there are tax laws, if there are areas that you can, capitalize to reduce, to maximize your taxes, do it. It's allowed by CRA. But you cannot do it on your own. Work with professionals that understand. Investment, make sure you spread your portfolios. Okay. Now, You must make sure that you spread your asset into various classes. Everybody type asset classes. Asset classes. You must make sure you spread those assets. Don't put your egg in one basket. I've seen many medical professionals, all they know is real estate. They don't have any other thing. Don't tell them any other thing. They will tell me, I don't put my money in anything, it's real estate. It's not real estate is not the only investment you need to put your money in. Now, let me give you an example, right? In about 2, 3 years right ago, okay, we know what is happening in the real estate market in Canada, right? If that is the time you are planning for your retirement, that's a very big problem for you. Think about that. House price just starts crashing because of the interest rate. Because you see, anything can happen, right? Some might be the salary they are doing every month that will save them when they retire. And that is what I would just encourage you. Do a little bit of dividend, do a little bit of salary, put your money in different asset classes, do real estate, do stocks, do bonds, shares. So don't ever think that, oh, because it is it is real estate, I just want to put all my money in real. It is dangerous. What if the market crash? What if anything happened? Now, again, insurance, you need life insurance. Not only life insurance, cash value life insurance is a powerful tools for wealth building. If you don't have it, please go and meet your insurance advisor to set it up for you, right? Now, in fact, is the financial foundation. It is the foundation of even your corporation, right? You must have it. It is very, very key. Estate planning coordinations. After everything, right? You work so hard, but there is no estate planning. Some people don't have will. Some things like these are things that we don't want. These are discussions that some people don't want to. I say, no, I don't want to die. Don't discuss that will with me. See, if you don't do that, the government will help you to write one. So it's better you do one now, right? Sit down with your lawyer, draft one, let it be in place. All these things is very important in building wealth, right? Because if things happen, the CRA will help you to do that. And you don't want CRA to be in charge of your investment, of your everything you have. So it is very important. Please try as much as possible to do this. This is a very serious matter. I've seen people, they retired, but they struggles a lot. And numbers don't lie. You can Google MD Financial and check what are they saying about retirement planning for medical professionals. It's a serious matter. But, because we are saying it today, right? We are not trying to use this to scare anybody, but it is a reality that we need to discuss. It is the reality that we need to face, that you must plan for retirement, okay? And you must not put your egg in one basket. You must spread your egg. You must put your money in different asset classes. Annual review, regular strategy sessions with financial team. Make sure you audit your investment. Everybody type audit. Audit. You must audit your investment. Now, some people have investment, but it's a wrong investment. And before they know, it is too late for them. I've seen people like that. I've met somebody who said, look, if I had known this 10 years ago, I would have done it. So you don't want to do like that. Be open to information, right? Let's sit down. Okay, let them review it for you. See, don't put all these things, like, don't treat it with levity hand. It is your future. Fine, you are working. Don't say because, oh, I'm too busy and I don't have time to audit my investment, to review my investment. That's your future there you are playing with. If you work so hard and you don't do it, you don't review your investment, oh my God, it's going to be very crazy. And you don't want to do that. So make sure you sit down. Regular strategy session with your financial team. Let them ask them question. Which one? How much is this one bringing this year? What is the projection, right? Look at your lifestyle right now. How much do I really need if I retire today? Because it's not about also planning for retirement. It's also to check your lifestyle, right? What type of vacation do you usually go? How many times do you go for vacation, right? These are questions you need to ask yourself. What about the mortgage? Will I be able to pay more even if I retired? An average immigrant carry mortgage even after retirement. So you want to ask those questions and be sincere with yourself. Let them show you everything that you need to do. If there is need for you to restructure the investment, please do it before it is too late, right? It's not about how much you make, it's how much you save. Now, long-term lifestyles and retirement objectives, you need to define that clearly. What is your retirement objective? Are you retiring in Canada? Are you retiring in other country? Right? What kind of lifestyles do you want to live? Do you want to, maybe after retirement, do you want to go into other things, maybe volunteering, or you want to go into, it all depends on your financial goals, right? Your retirement objectives, right? How much do I need? What type of life do I want to live with my wife when I retired? This is very important. Ask yourself that question, because if you don't do that now, right, it might lead to regret at the end of the day. So you don't want to regret. You don't want to work all your life and you don't have something in place. What not to do? What not to do? Every type, what not to do. Don't hoard cash. Low interest accounts lose to inflation. See, if you put your money in savings or checking account, you're losing your money to inflation. You're getting 0.001%, right? Apply the rule of 72. How many years will that money double? It will take so many, many years for your money to be double. So don't do that. Don't hoard your cash, right? Make sure you put it in, in an investment that in strategies that will bring a lot of money to you. Don't ignore taxes. Strategy: save more than earnings. Save more than earnings. Now, see, this is something that is very serious. Taxes, as you are making the money, please give what belongs to Caesar to Caesar. Pay your tax regularly, please. It's very, very important. You don't want CRA to go after you. You don't want CRA to start, calling you to come and make payment. This is something that you need to do. And sincerely, it's about planning. It's not about, like, as you are making money, if you make $500,000, please even before your accountant do the taxes, please let them create an account and send 10% of that to CRA. If you have refund, right, you can use it to offset future taxes. It's better than you make all the money and at the end of the day you don't provide for the taxes. It's headache, and you don't want to do that. So make sure you plan for taxes. Don't wait for perfections delayed wealth building. A lot of us will, until I get my papers, until I have my clinic, until I make work after 1 year, I still have this to do. I still see, the more you delay, the more it become risky. Don't delay. Think about it, right? Look at your age and compare to people that just graduated from medical school that you're starting together. So you don't have the same time. You don't have the enough. You don't have same opportunity to plan. Those ones can delay, but you cannot delay. My advice: immediately you start working, please start planning for retirement. And it all depends on what you really want for yourself, right? I've seen people work 10 years, 15 years, just close, and they say, look, I'm done. I've built enough wealth. This is not for me. I have enough money to start to plan for my retirement. Benefit of this approach: financial benefit, income diversification. So this actually allow you to spread your money on different asset classes, reduce market dependency. Like I said, if you put your money in real estate, for example, let's say for example you put all your eggs in real estate and there's market crash, what happened? No, you don't want to do that. Tax optimization. So now there are so many investments that can help you to optimize taxes, save on taxes. So while you pay taxes on one, look for the one that you're not going to pay taxes on it, or look for the one that you pay minimal taxes, not the one that you'll be paying higher taxes. Wealth acceleration. It actually will make you to build wealth very fast, unlike those people that did not plan. Now, lifestyle benefits, right? The reduced burnout as risk. So it actually reduce burnout. Now, early retirement options, you can actually retire at your terms. Instead of you to work, delay retirement, It will help you to actually achieve that early. Work flexibility. Now, you can decide where you want to work, where you don't want to work, right? And family time freedom. You have enough time for yourself, you have enough time for your family. And average medical professional is workaholic. So you don't want to continue to work and work and work and work. The more you have time to build wealth for yourself, the more you have time for your family. Build your wealth team. Now, these are the wealth team, and we have all this, we have a team of we have a wealth team, we have the CPA, we have tax strategies and compliance. So we have people that we're working with that will help you to look into your books of account, help you to check everything that you need to look at your financial statement. I have a presentation coming up on reconciliation, right? Every type of reconciliation. I have a presentation coming up on reconciliation. So the reason why I did that was I realized a lot of doctors leave money on the table on reconciliations. They leave everything to the accountant, and they feel like, my accountant is doing this for me. My accountant, it's not every time your accountant will help you to look at. Sometimes you need to sit down and check. Oh, little bank charges, unnecessary debit in your account. If you look at it over the years, a lot of money. So you don't want to do that. I'm coming up on presentation on it very soon. Financial advice on investment and retirement planning, so that we have team of advisors that will also help you to look into that. We have insurance specialists, risk management and wealth protections, and we have also estate lawyer, legal structures and succession plans that will help you to look at what is help you to write wills, trust, and all of that. This is something that you also need to look into. Your next step: audit your current finances, review income streams and savings rate. Choose one strategy. Select simple passive income approach to start. At least start with one before you can start building multiple one. And meet financial strategists. Schedule consultation with wealth planning experts. Final takeaway: you don't need another job to be wealthy. You need a smarter system. Let your income work harder than you do, and buy back your time. Wealth building is not about working more hours. It's about making strategic decisions that create income, independence, and time freedom. Thank you so much for listening. I want to appreciate everyone. So I'm just going to quickly, if you are looking for expert advice, if you are confused, like you want to start but you don't know how to, you can scan my QR code. Book a one-on-one consultation strategy call with me. I'm going to walk you through, show you different strategies on how you can plan for retirement, how you can build wealth. Like, you deserve good retirement. You need to retire at your own terms, not I need to delay or I need to work. Some people, when they've retired, they have to go and look for something, maybe like other jobs, for them to sustain themselves. It's not a good way, right? So you need to retire well. You need to build wealth. You need to plan for your life. And it is not by you have to do it. It is intentional. You have to be intentional about your retirement planning. Once again, thank you so much. Let me quickly check if you have any question. Um, um, any question? Any question? No question here. Thank you so much for those that are joining. I really want to appreciate everyone. To next week is going to be another powerful sessions. We're going to be talking about insurance and medical professionals. So as we are going to start our weekly challenge very soon, and I will let you know when we're going to start. Our weekly edition of magazine is also coming. We're going to launch our magazines on how to build wealth, especially focus on insurance agents and medical professionals. We are really like, we want to really touch people's life. We want to help them to build wealth. Once again, thank you so much for joining. See you next week. Bye bye.